our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming to you every Monday morning, bringing a little bit of spiritual awareness into everyday life. Just a fair warning, this is pre-recorded this week because I had some things I had to get done. But with that being said, we're still doing everything the way we always do. As we know, the top of the hour, I do talk about things that Spirit bring to me. Being in Friday, I've had a lot go on this week, considering it's kind of mind-blowing. So we're going to kind of bring Neil Donald Walsh into this and then allow Spirit to come through with all the other stuff they want to give to me. And then we're going to, at the bottom half of the hour, we do a highlighted deck 5-card stud. With that being this week is Angelic Vibrations Oracle with Josephine Wall. This is, a Finhorn Press publication. Anybody that knows me knows I love Josephine Wall. I really love her art, the artwork that she has in her decks, and her cards. I love the messages behind them. To me, it's just amazing. So that will be at the bottom of the hour. So let's get into this. I literally popped the page open and went, oh, okay. Very small, very sweet. But I was blown away because this is literally what's been on my mind. So it says, when you pay attention to the results of your own thoughts, you understand your power in bringing what you intend into your life. For, I tell you this, your life proceeds out of your intentions for it. Your life proceeds out of your intentions for it. Now, that's really kind of interesting. Apparently, we're going to go round and round today. And it's quite unique because for myself this week, I've been fighting this concept. I have been fighting my thoughts. Left and right, been fighting my thoughts. For years upon years, I was taught that when I think something, that I am to, if I didn't like the thought, to go XXX, I take that back, whatever, cancel. Honestly, it's too late. It is too late. Once the thought's been put here, it's already out, okay? There is no bringing that thought back. There is no bringing that intention back. It is out. There's no cancellation. Can you overpower it? Of course you can. But really, let's start differently. Instead of trying to spend half your time canceling out a thought and canceling out a creation, take some time to retrain your brain to think differently. Just think differently. Now, for myself this week, this seems to have been like the biggest thing on my plate is retraining my thoughts again. My thoughts have become a little heavier than I care for. Don't want to say negative, just heavier. A little bit, don't want anything bad to happen to people. I'm not thinking anything like that. I'm not thinking poor was me. It's just going down this thought of the what ifs. Okay, if I'm not able to pay this bill, oh my gosh, it's going to create this, it's going to create that, and it's going to create this. And all I'm doing is thinking through the process. Okay, and what if this happens? I'm thinking through the process. The sad thing about that is, for myself, a lot of times that process isn't ending on the good note. It's ending on more of a heavier note or a negative note. And then I realized, wait a second. I'm really sending that out there. I'm sending the negative out there. I'm not sending the positive. I'm not sending out this, oh my gosh, this is going to come to me of all love and light. I'm sending out the, I'm not going to be able to pay my bill and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And, not paying the bill, it's just kind of like a thing that came to my mind, guys. So when we start to realize that our life is really our own creation, it's really just our own creation. And I know a lot of people are going to go, I didn't create this crap I'm in. I know. Trust me, I have been there, done that. And I love to say the same thing. And because it's easy. It's easy to say, I did not create this. It's easy not to take responsibility. It's easy to throw that out and blame it on anything else other than me. But we've talked a lot about manifestation. We have broken it down. We have done it all. And essentially, this is what it is. It's bringing it back up again. So y'all must be ready to really kind of hit this hard again. Because then again, we've talked about this. We've talked about it in different ways. We've broken it down. And now it's saying, you're ready just for the black and white. You're ready for the big girl panties to get placed on you and say, let's go at this. And start to recognize the only way you're going to change your life and the only way you're going to bring into your life what you want is if you change your thoughts. And that is you become responsible, not what comes out your mouth, but what's in here. So often we're taught, yeah, not nice to say don't say nothing at all. But nobody says don't think it either. Instead they say as long as it stays in your head, it's no big deal. Well, that's not true. It's just not true because you're going to place that on somebody else. You're going to put that on somebody else. Through the course of my life, I've had a lot of fights with people, a lot of arguments with people, just like everybody else. Most of those arguments, I knew about them before they were going to happen. Very seldom do you walk in on an argument and go, whoa, where'd this come from? You feel it. You have an inkling. You have an idea. And even if it's not that day, you know what's coming. Why? Because there's conversations to be had. There's feelings to be expressed. And once upon a time ago, just like everybody else, I would think about those arguments. I would precursor try to pay attention to my thoughts and what was going to go on. And I'd have the whole argument in my head. And lo and behold, that argument came about. Usually worse than what was going on in my head. And I could never understand why it felt worse. Well, because I was fueling it. The whole time I was fueling this argument with my thoughts. Now, everybody wants to say magic isn't real and witchcraft isn't real, but y'all can't say energy isn't real. Energy's all around. Every time you pick up your cell phone, there's energy. So every time you have a thought, it's energy, and you're throwing that energy towards something. So I would literally put those thoughts out there for this argument. And I'd put those thoughts of the escalation of the argument. But I never put the resolution in. Never seen the resolution. So that had to be found throughout the course of the argument. One day I woke up and decided I really didn't want to argue anymore. Just don't want it. I don't have time in my life for it. I'd rather ignore it. Recognize that maybe the argument isn't worth it. Maybe the conversation that's going to be had has to be a one-sided conversation and not a two-way conversation. And maybe it's that my way of ignoring it is not that I'm ignoring the conversation itself. I'm just ignoring the fact that I don't have to have a response. That maybe the place is for me to listen. And if I feel it's something that I'm not going to be able to just listen to, I'll actually send just love to the situation, love to the person. And I'll say it in my head over and over again, just want to send love to them because that's what they need. That's what I need. And for the best possible outcome to come through this, whatever it may be. And that alone has dissolved so many arguments. before they ever came to fruition. And the cool thing happens isn't that either party doesn't have something to say. It's that both parties come to the table with an open mind and an open heart. And maybe not have to conversate on what's going on, but yet observe. See if there's something more happening than what we think. And a much better result ends up happening. Now that's just arguments. Let's look at your life. Let's look at finances. Because that's a big one. You know, we're all hoping to kind of wish to hit the jackpot, to hit the lottery, to get us through something that's going on. It ends up being very difficult because it's hard to get your mind out of that place of poverty. When you have bills coming down on you, or you're not able to possibly put the meal on the table you would like to put on the table, it's hard not to have those heavier thoughts, those heavier feelings. But I will tell you, this is what I do to kind of get through that, because I still have those days. And I think to myself, when has ever there been a time that I really, really needed money that it didn't show up somewhere? Now, that doesn't mean it's to pay my credit card bill, but really needed money. So I showed up. Have I ever failed to not put some sort of a meal on the table? No. Very resourceful, and there's always at least a can of beans in the cupboard. There's so many things that I can look at and go, wait a second. This isn't the worst place I've ever been. So why am I projecting that? Why am I putting fear into it? Why am I fueling the fear of something not happening that hasn't even come to me yet? And those thoughts are putting more fear into that. And those thoughts are fueling that. And they're not solving the issue. They're creating a bigger issue. Because then again, it's my thoughts. It's powering it. It's feeding it. It's making this bigger. So how do you solve? Number one, get rid of the fear. Take fear out of the equation. Just say, I am no longer going to fear something that hasn't come to me yet. Number one. Number two, recognize that you're going to get through everything. End of story. You're going to get through it. May not be the way you want to get through it, but you're going to get through it. But it's pulling the negative off. It's pulling that fear factor off. So what we're doing is neutralizing your thoughts. That's the first thing. Neutralize them. Don't put anything towards it. And once you start to master the neutralizing, you can twist it. You can twist it and make up a little saying. I love to say galore, galore, everything comes to me and more. Easily, freely. Comes to me. Never know how it's going to come. I don't put that restriction on there. Why? Because when I put the restriction on, now I'm trying to tell something how it has to happen. It's not what I want to do. When I want things to work in my life, I put a positive thought in there. Now, last year, I went through a lot of woe is me's. I'm not good enough. I'll never be what I want to be. Too old for it. Has been before I got to be a Ben. And I had a lot of people on the other side going, no, that's just not correct. I had a lot of people trying to uplift me. And I really could not see what they were seeing because I was really in that negative, heavy thoughts about myself and my career. And something clicked. Now, I didn't automatically start looking at myself like I was this, that, and the other. I don't know if I ever will. But I started to open up my mind to the reality that there may be something to what they're saying. And when I did that, some opportunities came. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. And when those opportunities came and I was able to show up for them, I had this moment of feeling really good about myself. Like I could really do this. And instead of going with the thought, that negative thought, I decided to flip it. And I went to, I'm going to work with a certain person next year. And I said their name. And I just put that out there. That was that. Nothing more. It was one of the most incredible people that I could think of in the moment. It's quite interesting because within a month, I'd scheduled one date with him. Within 3 months, another one. Within a 4th month, a 3rd one. And I was blown away that a single thought could create this. It was just not the thought, it was the emotion behind it, the belief in myself. Now, I didn't reach out to this person, and I didn't create it on my own by reaching out all over the place. I did create it with my thought. I did create it with that pushing out of energy and recognizing that it was energy. So then earlier this year, I was having a conversation with Addie at nighttime, and we were laying in bed, and we were looking at something on TV. And she recognized a person on the TV. And it was a person I've seen once in my life, just once. Not somebody that has any clue who I am. And quite frankly, they're really up in the ranks of celebrity. And I would have thought was intangible. I wasn't a person they would even notice. And I was blown away because we were having this conversation, and she goes, I recognize him. And I said, yeah. And I said, could it be from a picture on my phone? She goes, no, you wouldn't have a picture of him. And I said, oh, I do. I opened up my phone, and I went through them, and lo and below, there was his picture. And she goes, oh my God, Nani, you've met him. I said, well, I've met him. But he's not my friend. He doesn't know who I am. But you know what? I said, I'm going to put this out there. She goes, what's that? I said, he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be one of my friends. She laughed. And she let it go. Now I was laughing because within a few days, in my Facebook feed, when it says recommended people, he started popping up to be add a friend, add a friend, add a friend. No, I didn't add a friend. I still haven't added a friend. And I looked at that going, oh, my phone must be hearing it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe so, I don't know. We only have one mutual friend in Facebook land anyway. And I sat back and I went, wow, that's incredible. But then I went on because every time I turned around, his name was being mentioned everywhere I went. And I went, okay, there may be something to this. Now, I haven't met him in person since, and I don't know if I will anytime soon. I'm not putting a date or a time when a friendship will happen. It's nothing more than a friendship. But I know the universe is going to put that in front of me. I have no doubt of it. I also have no doubt of the opportunities the universe is going to continue to put in front of me. Why? Because I've changed my thoughts. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, I think I can. Instead of saying, I'm broke, I say I have money. I have an ample resources of money, financial, that comes to me. Instead of saying, I really don't have any place to go in my career, I say all the doors are opening. And I start to change the thoughts. Now, those are thoughts that I'm literally sitting there thinking consciously about. And those are easy, guys. Those are the ones that we talk about manifestation all the time. So what do we have to start working on? You have to start working on those thoughts that happen that you're not conscious about. Those negative thoughts about yourself, or negative thoughts that you might have of somebody else, negative thoughts about a situation. You need to catch yourself. And you need to say, oh, no, this is happening. I am not going to think this way anymore. And it's not even canceling it. Because again, you've already thrown that energy out. You've already thrown that out there to whatever it is. Instead, you go, you know what? No, I'm going to be more mindful of what I'm thinking. I'm going to pay attention to what's in my head. I'm going to start to shift it. Now that takes time. Do not be hard on yourself if every time you turn around, there's another negative thought in your mind. Every time there's a negative thought or a heavy thought, it gives you the opportunity to take a moment, think, not today. I don't want those thoughts. I want the best for that person. I want the best for the situation, or I want the best for me. Slowly, you will start to change those thoughts. And slowly, you'll start to change your life. Now, these miracles don't happen overnight, guys. They don't. We're slow. We're in bodies. It takes us a moment to get to the car. But it will happen. And once you catch up to it, once you start having thoughts that are more in line with what you want and what you want to put out there, it doesn't seem to be so slow anymore. Why? Because it's a constant occurrence. Right now, you have thoughts that are negative and you have thoughts that are positive. And one is kind of Xing out the other. So when you start to shift the thoughts, and the positive, those things that you want to happen, start to happen, you start to notice that this is really working. And you'll be more mindful of the thoughts at a regular basis. And you'll start shifting those thoughts all the time. And then the good stuff starts to happen all the time. And then it feels like it happens in the blink of an eye. It feels like magic. You really will have a life that feels like it was just made in heaven. Why? Because it was. Magic in life, everything, is literally wanting it and then allowing yourself to have it. The heavy negative thoughts take it away. So start to be mindful. Start to realize that your life is a creation of what's in your brain. It starts here. No place else. That's where it happens at. So even when, guys, negative things happen, or what things that you feel are negative, and you go, oh my God, DeEtte said this would happen. Never said it wasn't going to happen. But I will tell you, is when those things that are a little heavier happen, look at them and go, why did this happen for me? Not to me, but for me. Why did this happen for me? What did I want to experience that I brought this to me? What do I need to understand about this in order to change my thoughts to be more in line with what I want to come to me? And then you'll start to recognize not very much bad happens. Hopefully you can understand that. Hopefully this week you can be a little bit more mindful. Stop those heavier thoughts. Switch them to a little bit lighter thoughts. Start to create the future you want. With that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick station break. And when we come back, we'll have 5 cards done with DeEtte here on School Through Spirit. See you in a few.
Attention, curious practitioners in the realm of transformative experiences, holistic wellness, intuitive guidance, and metaphysical arts. Are you ready to expand your horizons and take your practice to new heights? Join the Edge Partner Directory, where your expertise can shine and your services can transform lives. We are dedicated to creating a community of practitioners who are as curious and passionate as you are about guiding others on their journeys of self-discovery, healing, and growth. As a member of the Edge Partner Directory, you will connect with a network of like-minded practitioners who share your curiosity and passion for exploring the depths of human potential, and showcase your unique offerings to a diverse audience of seekers actively looking for transformative experiences here, there, and everywhere. Embrace your curiosity and take the next step in your practice's journey to becoming an Edge Partner. Learn more at edgedirectory.net. Again, go to edgedirectory.net. Explore your path to higher consciousness with Kelly Wagner. Meet Kelly Wagner, a visionary founding member of the Community for Higher Consciousness, ready to illuminate your way and empower you to live your best life. With her unique set of tools as a knower and seer, Kelly goes beyond surface-level problems, uncovering the why behind your challenges. She fearlessly asks the questions that lead to the ultimate truth. Kelly's insatiable tenacity ensures that you receive top-notch creative solutions. Brace yourself for a journey of self-discovery and empowerment as Kelly taps into her innate gifts, guiding you toward a life of fulfillment and purpose. As a psychic medium Reiki practitioner, co-host of the Being Curious Show, publisher of Edge Magazine, and master connector, Kelly's transformative approach creates win-win partnerships here, there, and everywhere. Let Kelly ignite your potential. Contact Kelly at edgemagazine.net and step towards a life aligned with higher consciousness. Discover more at you'vegotkelly.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DeEtte, School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming to you with our 5-card stud deck this week. It is Angelic Vibrations Oracle by Josephine Wall, and it is a Findhorn Press publication. Super excited. There we go. So it states, angels are surround us always, offering signs of hope and comfort, as well as messages of guidance and protection. Embedded with heart-opening frequencies, the evocative, oh my gosh, portraits in this beautiful 50-card oracle deck has us connected intuitively with their celestial wisdom, support, and healing vibrations. Each of these angelic messages brings a wise and loving message, reminding us that we are never alone and that divine guidance is always available. The accompanying guidebook also explains how to use the cards for daily guidance or for insight on a specific issue. Whether you are looking for answers, healing, or spiritual transformation, this deck will empower you with angelic support, leading to more stability, harmony, and peace in your lives. Okay, let's see if we can get this baby open. Okay. Boring. That's okay. There's a lot in here. Boring. That's okay. Okay, there's a lot in here. So the book, very small. That's okay. I like that. God, small, not colored pictures. I understand. I get it. But you know what? With hers, it's just a shame because there's so much color and details in the artwork. And for a person that really likes to read off of pictures a lot of times, yeah, kind of a shame, but that's okay. Still a lot of information. All that she wanted in the book is there about each of the individual cards. So we'll give her that. When we look at her cards, though, let's look at them. Gorgeous. See what I'm talking about? So many details, so much color. Just insane, isn't it? It's insane. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I do love this. So what do we do with 5 cards stud? Okay, 5 cards stud. I am going to pick 5 different cards from this deck. Okay, and I'm going to read them each individually. Now, within that, what's that mean? You get to pick a number 1 through 5, and that's your guidance for the week through this deck. It's like an individual reading. Now, you don't just have to pick one card. You can pick multiples. You can pick 1, 2, all 5. I don't really care. It's up to you. You can also wait until I'm done, because when I'm done with each individual card or each individual reading, I'm going to group them together and read all 5 of them as a full regular reading. Okay, so what can you have? Essentially 6 readings if you really want it. Or you can be very brave and have multiple issues in your life and write them all down and put a number next to each one of them. And that way gives you a little bit of guidance to get through every situation going on, just so you know. Now, why do I do this? Not just to give the readings, although the readings are lots of fun. I like to highlight decks. And the reason for that is because the time of being able to go into a store and look at a deck and use the deck prior to purchasing the deck is kind of coming to an end, unfortunately. Now, can you go into a Barnes & Noble? Yeah. Do they have that deck as a tester? Probably not. And unfortunately, our wonderful stores of metaphysics are kind of going to the wayside a little bit compared to what they used to be. And they were always very nice to have the tester decks for us. But so many of us are going online and we are finding a deck and we're buying it. And I don't know about you, for me, yeah, I wasn't very satisfied. I got a lot of decks that I really didn't resonate with once they showed up. Once it's open, you really can't send it back. And you end up with a collection going, oh, what am I going to do with this? So with this, I highlight the deck. I show you how it works. I'll show you the pictures. You then figure out if this is a deck that resonates with you or not. I do understand you're not the one holding the deck, but it's a lot more than we got these days. So hopefully that helps. I have had a lot of people find decks that they truly loved and went and purchased them because I highlighted them, because they went, yeah, this is what resonates with me. So let's do, I think we shuffled pretty good. Card number 1. Card number 1. Words. Words. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the beauty of that. Now, I love this because the words, you know what? It's just about the communication. It's about using your words, and understanding your words. Okay. Now, words are one of those things that can have multiple meanings. Everybody even says that in the English language, we make things so complicated. Why? Because you know what? One word can mean so many different things. So this is kind of saying, get it together, get it straight. Look at the fine print. Look at the details. Start to understand the words not only coming to you, but the words that you're getting out too. Now, if you look at this, I mean, look at, she's kind of blowing her breath into this shell, creating something on the other side or through it. Although it's kind of unique because what she is choosing to blow through the shell of something that's hidden is a beautiful masterpiece, an ocean, a sunrise, all that beautiful stuff going on. Or is it a sunset? Who really knows? I guess it's on the interpretation of the person that's pushing that out. But I think that's what it's meaning, is that you need to start looking at your words you're using this week. You need to start watching the language. Now, this doesn't mean swearing. This means, what are you using? What is the meaning behind what you're saying? Start to pay attention to that, because if you're using the wrong words, you are creating chaos. You are creating the havoc that's around you. So start paying attention to some of that. Card number 2. Oh my God, I got too many cards in that one. Card number 2, reflectiveness. Ooh, isn't that interesting? Reflectiveness. I like this. Look at this. Big girl looking down here. But look at this. Look at also what she's looking at. There's a lot she is looking at in this picture. It's a larger lady looking down at like a little fairy lady. And then that little lady's riding a bird. And then she's got the flowers and she's got everything going on all around her. Now, is that a reflection of herself that she's looking at? Or is she looking at everything around her and the beauty and the mystery that's coming at her? The question is, what are you looking at? It's time to start looking at everything around you. If you pick card number 2, start looking at everything around you. What have you built around you? What have you created? What have you brought into your place, into your life? What does each of it have a purpose for? This is what you're looking at this week. Not just the clothes in your closet or the clutter in your house, but everything. What have you brought in? Isn't needed anymore? Is it something you still want with you? Or is it time to take it out to the curb? And that's really what this card's about. So if you pick card number 2, it's time for you to start looking around and what's not needed in your life anymore. Reflect on it. Take a moment. If you need it, throw it into the bin of stuff that you still are going to keep in your life. If it's not, get rid of it. It's time to reflect. Card number 3. Card number 3. Independence. Independence. Isn't this interesting? Look at this card. Now, I think it's quite interesting because on this card, people are going to start looking at down here. She's all by herself looking around. She got people down here. But if you look at it, there's also a person on top. And I almost feel like this is the person that's in her thoughts. This is the creation. This is the transformation. If you pick this card, you are feeling quite alone. And rightly so, because you can do it. You can do it. This must mean that if you pick card number 3, you're looking at, oh my gosh, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to make everything that I need happen around me? And this card's saying, look in the mirror, because you are capable of doing this by yourself. No matter how big or how small, you are capable. You can make this happen. You need to reach down within your soul, in your gut, and pull out the strength to make it happen. You don't need somebody else. Not for this situation. Card number 4. Love of animals. Ooh, I love that. Love of animals. The embrace, the getting lost in it. The surrounding of it. So often when people say they're animal lovers, you'll ask why. And they're like, because animals don't reject. Animals just love. They have instincts. And truly, I do believe that's what this card's about. It's about running with your instincts. Animal lovers run with instincts. You have to feel through a situation, just like an animal does. And I do believe that this card, this is what it's saying, is kind of going to that moment, going into that instincts, going into your intuition, going into the magic of that world. And then find your way through the situation at hand. Very simple, very direct. Now the last card that we're going to have today is listening. Listening. And isn't that interesting how she has got all of those shells all around her? She's got the fire in front of her. She's got the water also going on. Now it's really cool because shells are one of those things that they say when you put it to your ear, you can hear the ocean. And more people will say, oh, it's just quiet. I don't hear anything. But if you are quiet, you'll hear the ocean. And it's really interesting because I had to describe this more recently, aka yesterday. The ocean, when you go underneath the water, it's very quiet. When you really listen, it's very, very quiet. You might hear a little bit of the rippling of the waves from underneath, but there's not a lot of loud noises. So you really have to pay attention. So this card is saying, shh, be quiet and listen to what's around you. Listen to what's going on. Listen to what you didn't hear was there. So card number 1 is words. Card number 2 is reflectiveness. Card number 3 is independence. 4 is love of animals. And 5 is listening. Now, when we look at all of these together, when we put this whole clamor together, this is really kind of cool because this week is really kind of looking at what can you can or cannot do. And it's the independence card right in the middle that keeps like popping out at me. And I'm going, okay, so why is that popping out at me? It's because you've got some complicated things going on right now if you picked all of these cards together. And you're just going, okay, how am I going to do this? What's going to go on? I can't figure this out. This is really kind of taking it back to self. It's bringing it in here and it's saying, okay, look at this situation. Look at your life. What's happening with this? And it's saying, start to reflect. Start to look at things. Where did everything kind of get a mess? Where did everything kind of get off task of what you really wanted to do? And it's saying, bring it back. Bring it back. Get rid of the fluff. Get rid of the crap. Get rid of all that junk that you just don't need anymore. Okay? Because you need to get this back to where it's something that you can handle alone without all the input and everybody else's, because everybody else wants to do it their way and not your way. So you have to pull everything back to something that you can handle. Start looking at all this. Start looking at your intentions. Start looking at what it is that you want. You have to be precise. Start to use your intentions. Now, if you start to continue to be lost in it, so if you've set it on, but I still can't figure it out, help is going to be there, but you just have to pay attention. Now, it's not that somebody's going to come up and do this for you. The help is going to be in a way of you learning how to do it on your own. But you do have to shut up. You do have to pay attention. You do have to listen for it. It's coming. At the end of the week, you're going to be very proud. Why? Because you're going to realize you were able to do a lot more than you thought you were able to do without all the help from everybody else. Make this happen. Now, this deck, I like this deck. I will tell you what, you can read a ton into this deck. And I do love a deck that can do that. Why? Because you do have the 1 or 2 words cueing you. You've got so much imagery in there that there's so much to pull from. If you are a more advanced reader, this is a deck I would go for. Why? Because again, it's the imagery. It's what you can pull. Yeah, the word's going to give you one direction, but honestly, the pictures, the colors, all the different stuff in there is what's going to give, that's going to pull into your intuition and just pull it from your soul. So yeah, I do like this deck. More for an advanced reader than a beginner's, but even the beginner will be advanced one day. So this is a deck I would say, yeah, run and go grab. Go grab it. I love it. So where's DeEtte going to be this week? DeEtte's going to be in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Rhinelander, Wisconsin at the Quality Inn in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Now, this is just a small community up there. We've gone back there several times. I am going back there with Soul and Synergy this time around, and not the company I used to travel with. I came backwards, can't remember the name, or Jess was amazing. But yes, I'll be in Rhinelander just for Saturday only. I'm going to probably go up late Friday night, come back, Saturday evening. But that's where you're going to find me. I'm only going to be doing readings, guys. Come and give me hugs, give me readings. I haven't been there in forever. So come back in and say hi. I can't wait to see you again. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. So come in. Now, the week after, it's coming so close. I will be at Aquascape. I think it's Aquascape. I'm with Chris Fleming. Super excited about this. I want to give you the name of the location. Kind of go from there. And of course, guys, you can always go to my website, DeEtte.com. And with that being said, it's going to tell you where I'm at. Literally, you go to the calendar of events, boom. Where I'm going to be the next time is first. So where am I going to be the week after? Saturday, May 23rd. I'm at Spirit Talk Live. The Journey of Our Souls and Messages from Beyond is with spiritual medium Chris Fleming and psychic medium DeEtte Renee in St. Charles, Illinois. It is at, I do believe the name of the place is Aquascape. It's really a cool place. I've seen it. I'm trying to find the more details because I know. Oh, Aquascape Pond Shop. I am told it is an amazing place. There'll be tours there. There'll be a panel with myself and Chris, so people can have a lot of Q&As with us, and just kind of discuss, pick our brains. What are those questions? On top of it, Chris is doing a speaking portion. I'm going to back him up with a gallery. Talking to loved ones. Obviously, not everybody's guaranteed to get a reading, but we're going to get through as many as we can. And then you're going to turn around and again, the Q&A discussion panel with Chris and myself. So much fun. Again, St. Charles. Make sure you go and get those tickets because they are Paranormal Access tickets. Again, Spirit Talk Live. That's where we're going to be. So super excited for that. Okay. So it's Rhinelander next week or this week. And that would be Saturday. What is that date? Saturday, May 16th. Rhinelander, Wisconsin. May 23rd, I am at Spirit Talk Live at Aquascape Pond Shop in St. Charles, Illinois with Chris Fleming. those are the two places. You can also always go to my website, DeEtteRenee.com, and book those readings with me. I'm also offering classes individual. If you want that class, please reach out, send me a message. We can talk more about it and get you scheduled to get going with it. That being said, guys, I hope you've had an amazing time with me. I can't wait to see you again next week on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network. This has been DeEtte. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye, guys.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like DeEtte. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek DeEtte. As a master teacher, DeEtte studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help DeEtte better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with DeEtte. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with DeEtte is simple. Just visit her website, DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with DeEtte. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let DeEtte guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and DeEtte can help. Just visit DeEtte.us. That's DeEtte.us.